Hey everybody, it's Anna. Time for the Thursday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have our second major arcana card for the week. So it is Empress reversed. So Empress is the third card of the major arcana. And the number 3, I connect to a growing momentum. Like there really is beginning to be a bubbling of energy. So if we look at this card upright, we can see this is the Empress. She is sitting on her lounge chair, like a chaise lounge. She's surrounded by all of these amazing works of nature, which are her works. I think of this as the birthing card of the major arcana. This is the place where whatever we've been sort of dreaming of and nurturing is suddenly becoming manifest in the world. So she is actually sitting on her chaise lounge. She's very engaged. She's enjoying the world around her, but she's also totally relaxed. She's probably, I think, the only major arcana card we see, or maybe any of the cards, where there's the person is in a posture of ease. And I think that connects to the nature of creative flow, which is very invested, very engaged, very, very vigorous, but also completely relaxed, because the flow, it's like you're in a really nice flowing river and you just have to stay in the flow. You don't have to do anything but that. So even though you're very much in the flow, you're at ease at the same time. So I think this card connects to the experience of creation. But the challenge comes with the block. And the problem we have with creative flow is usually that our mind keeps sticking its nose in where it doesn't belong, or it jumps ahead of things. So the reason often we struggle with creative flow is not because the creative flow is difficult. It's because the mind is asking the wrong questions or jumping ahead or jumping behind or something. And so there becomes a feeling of resistance. And that feeling of resistance slows us down, and that kind of feels icky. So we begin to think of creative flow as a struggle when really it's flow. So what occurs to me is yesterday we had the King of Swords, and we talked about how the King of Swords is a great strategizer. He's the one who helps us like plan our path. You give him your goal, he plots a path for you to get there, which is wonderful. But I will say the challenge with the mind, and my mind does this a lot, is keeping it in the present moment. So you do want the King of Swords to map your path to where you want to go to accomplish your goals, but then you want it to work on one step at a time. You don't want it to think 7 steps down the road and then imagine what could go wrong, because that's where the mind's going off the rails here. Because when you get into the future, anytime you jump into the future for very long, you begin to lose track of the present moment, where all your power is. Creative flow doesn't happen in the future. It doesn't happen in the past. It happens right here and now. So when you're asking the mind to help you out, we need the mind to help us out. The mind is a great asset. It's a great partner to have. But you also want the mind to learn how to stay with you. So the mind has got the King of Swords has this little plot, this plan, this map for you to follow. Now the mind needs to come back here and just be present at this step. Knowing there are other steps, knowing we've got a plan, knowing that I can change the map if I need to. The mind can be very quick on its feet, so we're letting the mind know we're appreciating your path. It may go exactly as we expect. It may not go exactly as we expect, but when we get to the challenge, we know the mind will figure it out. So there's no reason to worry about that. No reason to ask questions we can't answer yet. That's where creative flow gets stuck. Is where usually creative flow is the experience of something new is coming into the world. We don't even really know what it's really going to look like all the way yet. We may not even sure what we're exactly creating, but we know we're in the middle of something. So part of this is discovery. We're creating something and we're discovering it as it manifests. That means the mind has to stay kind of agile, has to stay present so it can address any new problems coming up. Problem solving, which is the mind is good at, we want the mind to problem solve. Problem solving only happens in the present moment. If you are thinking ahead, you are no longer problem solving. You are creating problems, which you can't solve. So that's not fun. So anyway, see if you can just keep your mind present. If you notice your mind wandering off, getting too invested in worrying about things, planning things ahead, just see if you can bring it back just right here. We know that when you get to whatever challenges might come up, the mind will solve it then. The mind and the intuition together are a great partnership. They will figure out how to move forward, because in that moment, they will be in the power. But right now, we don't have power for tomorrow. We just have power for today. So help your mind, even if the mind has to rest a little bit. That's one of the challenges too, is getting the mind to realize it doesn't have anything to do right now. It can just kind of hang out, and enjoy the process. It doesn't always have to be doing stuff. So I'm helping the mind learn how to relax and be present and trust itself that whenever a problem comes up, it'll figure it out. That's today's card. See you tomorrow for our last card of the tarot story. Bye.